What do you do, bury him in the basement or something?
I don't know. He's enjoying this time of relaxation and retirement, I think, which is well deserved, but wind him up a little.
This time took a lot of duct tape though.
Yeah. We're good. Rocky does have the prayer. We figured this all out before the
Yeah.
meetings from now on.
See, I told you Wayne was the one that screwed it up.
All rise, please. Commissioner Arner, if you may lead us in a moment of silence and a pledge of allegiance.
Father, we come to you this hour asking for your blessing and help as we gather together. I believe that you will guide us in this meeting so that the positive results can be seen days, months, and even years after today. We pray that all communicate clearly, truthfully, and calmly with each other and the public. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of preparing accurate written minutes. Recordings are overwritten following approval of the minutes, eliminating all unofficial records of these proceedings. Your first item is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held June 27th, 2024.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes. Are there any guests here concerning county business? Hearing none, we will move on.
The next item is the proclamation. The pretrial probation and parole supervision week, July 21, 2024 through July 27, 2024. And you need a motion to adopt proclamation number 2024-08.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes. Yeah, sure, we'll read.
Good, I'll be happy to. Whereas community corrections are an essential part of the justice system, and whereas community corrections professionals uphold the law with dignity while recognizing the right of the public to be safeguarded from criminal activities, and whereas community corrections professionals are responsible for supervising adult and juvenile offenders in the community, and whereas community correction professionals are trained professionals who provide services and referrals for offenders, and whereas community corrections professionals work in partnership with community agencies and groups, and whereas community corrections professionals promote prevention, intervention, and advocacy, and whereas community corrections professionals provide services, support, and protection for victims, and whereas community corrections professionals advocate community and restorative justice, and whereas community corrections professionals are a true force for positive change in their communities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Carbon County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim the week of July 21st to 27th of 2024 as pretrial, probation, and parole supervision week, and encourages all Carbon County residents to honor these community corrections professionals and to recognize their achievements. Adopted by the Carbon County Board of Commissioners this 11th day of July 2024.
And with that, we do have our chief probation officer, our chief, Dr. Holt. She is here along with her assistants. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you for everybody in the county, and thank you, commissioners, for supporting us, and our county judges. I see Judge Sifranco is here. I mean, Judge Surfer.
Very good, good.
My apologies.
That was nice. Your Honor, you may now take over the meeting.
My apologies. So, thank you for the support of the court and the commissioners, and we appreciate as we are moving successfully forward in the adult probation office. And I can't thank enough Deputy Chief Joe Burke for his help and assistance as we are trying to make some changes in adult probation and move the probation department into a more successful evidence-based practices office. And without your help and support, you've been here how long now?
36 years.
36 years. As some of you in here know, I just started here April 1st. I used to work under Deputy Chief back in the day in the late 90s. So thank you so much for your support in helping with our office, because without you, it wouldn't be possible. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
We'd like to present, if you wish, come up.
You're coming too. No, come on. This is a team. You guys wanna come up? Oh, you're right there.
Are you okay? Maybe we're better up there.
You represent Jewett.
Excuse me?
Well, you represent Jewett, I'll cover.
Okay, well, maybe, how about we put you up there, we won't all be crowded, does that work better?
Yes.
Oh, if we were a little slow, yeah, tell it.
They get close together.
You can go this way too if you like.
Be friendly.
Well, we can throw this one chair away anyway.
Let's get the chief.
No, I'm all right here.
Chief,
Oh, sorry. No, he's the chief. Okay.
are you good? Is that better?
Get a little closer.
Just make sure you crop Wayne out.
Duly noted.
Duly noted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done, thank you.
Thank you.
Very good, very good.
And you're only here, what, 36 years?
Like that.
Promise me 4 more. 4 more.
4 more. Anyways, with Wayne's. Tell by the gray hair.
What else can I screw up in front of you guys?
With that, like, as you had heard, juvenile probation's also here, would you have anything to add or say, or?
Oh, I'm Janelle Andres, I'm a probation officer. I just wanna thank you all for, recognizing us. We work hard, to try to keep the youth successful in Carbon County.
And while we have both here, does the press have any questions you wish to ask, or? Okay. Very good, thank you all.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Move on.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, the next item is the opening of bids, the sale of surplus county real estate. The first item is Princeton Avenue, Palmerton, Pennsylvania, comprising of .26 acres. Carbon County Tax Parcel ID number 42A-49-J54.03. And we have one bid from Patrick Frank of Palmerton, Pennsylvania. The amount bid, $17,800.
So, can we accept this, or do we have to look at it first?
It's,
I
there's
think
nothing really to look
It is what it is.
Okay, it is what it is.
Yes.
Motion to approve, how's that?
Second.
Mr. Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco.
Yes.
Okay. Next item, another purchase, Princeton Avenue, Palmerton, Pennsylvania, comprising of approximately .09 acres. Carbon County Tax Parcel ID 42A-49-J54.04. There were no bids received.
So what, do we have a motion to accept no bids or what?
I don't think that's necessary.
No action.
No action needed at this time. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Chairman.
There were no executive sessions held.
Okay, next item is the department reports. The budget transfers as listed on the second middle.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Supplemental appropriations.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Expenditures, approval of payroll check numbers 75916 through 75984, and direct deposit check numbers 6066070 through 6066518 for payroll pay through the payroll fund checking account for all county funds totaling $715,932.96. This is the payroll dated June 28th, 2024.
Motion to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Approval of check numbers 244565 through 244747 for expenditures to the general fund clearing account totaling $4,143,108.18.
Motion to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Approval of check numbers 244748 through 244903 for expenditures to the general fund clearing account totaling $2,057,044.21.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Two treasurers' reports.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes. We're now recessed to go to salary board. Are there any guests here concerning salary board business? Hearing none.
Report of executive sessions held.
There was one held July 8th, 2024 at 10:30 a.m.
And our next item is domestic relations. Judge Surface?
Yes, morning. All right, so under domestic relations, the court would move to establish the position of one fiscal coordinator at $18.49 per hour. That's grade 6, step D, effective July the 15th, 2024.
Motion established.
Second. He made the motion, so we just
He
need a
made the
second.
motion.
Okay, so you-
I'll second that.
second. Okay.
Judge Surface?
Yes,
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
and then the court would move to abolish the position of one administrative assistant at $16.35 per hour. That's grade 5, step A, effective July the 15th, 2024.
Second.
Judge Surface?
Yes,
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
very good. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Having nothing further on the salary board agenda, I do know there are some additional items that we would need to take care of, but due to the fact that it all falls under the commissioners and we do not have a quorum here to continue that today, we will move to recess this for 1 week till next Thursday. It'll be the 18th. The 18th. So the remainder salary board business will be handled next week. That, we will recess the salary board meeting till then. Reconvene the commissioners.
The next item is the personnel report for county departments.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
The acknowledgements for courts and row offices.
Motion acknowledged.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Boards and authorities, the Area Agency on Aging Advisory Board. First is a resignation representing the community. Anne Marie McFarland Richmond of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
Motion to accept resignation.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Reappointments. 3-year terms to June 30th, 2027. Representing the community, Kimberly Miller of Lehighton. Representing the consumer, Mary Gilhole of Jim Thorpe.
Motion to reappoint.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
1-year term to expire June 30th, 2025. Representing the community, Susan Smith, St. Luke's University Health Network. Ellen Kethen, a Carbon County Area Agency on Aging volunteer of Jim Thorpe. Representing consumers, Gary Wentz, Palmerton Senior Center, Perryville. Mary Zalesnock, Weatherly Senior Center, Weatherly. Thomas Williams, Lehighton Senior Center, Perryville. And Diane Ludicky, Jim Thorpe Penn Kidder Senior Center, Jim Thorpe.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Children and Youth, for approval and execution, the fiscal year 2024, 2025, purchase of service agreements submitted for the following providers and as per the attached rates.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Communications 911 for approval and execution. An intergovernmental cooperative agreement with Verizon Wireless for the custom public safety first responder plan at a monthly access fee of $34.99 for a 24-month line item. Total devices, 159.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Correctional Facility, the fire pump, for approval and execution. Proposal for Johnson Controls Fire Protection of Allentown, Pennsylvania, to provide annual service to the fire pump system, including preventative maintenance agreement located in the pump house at the correctional facility for a total cost of $2,668 annually for the term of September 1, 2024 through August 31, 2025. This is Pennsylvania State Contract number 4400023962, representing no increase.
So moved to accept.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Vivitrol grant for approval and execution. Submission of a grant application for funding from the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency for reimbursement of Vivitrol administration and treatment expenses for the correctional facility project period October 1, 2024 to September 30th, 2026. Total funding request $111,760.
So moved to execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Information Technology for approval and execution. A 3-year service agreement with Penteledata for phone and internet services, the Carbon County Animal Shelter in Nesquehoning, at a monthly reoccurring fee of $120.85 and a non-recurring fee of $119.95. This is an increase of $49.95.
So moved to execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Dell Technologies for approval and execution. Quote received from Dell Technologies of Round Rock, Texas, to purchase a Dell PowerEdge 9760 server to host county files at a total cost of $21,439.55. Co-stars number 003 E22603.
So moved to execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
LSA grants for ratification. Local share account grant agreement number 89426 with the Commonwealth Financing Agency for funding in the amount of $68,423 to be used to purchase equipment associated with the propane training props for the firefighting training project located at the Carbon County Emergency Operations and Training Center in Nesquehoning. The effective date of the agreement is May 21, 2024 through June 30th, 2027.
Motion ratified.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
The Lehighton Legion for ratification, the local share account grant agreement number 89430 with the Commonwealth Financing Agency for funding in the amount of $73,581 on behalf of the Lehighton American Legion Post 314 to be used for construction costs associated with the Lehighton American Legion Post project. The effective date of the agreement is May 21, 2024 through June 30th, 2027.
Motion ratified.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
The Solicitor's Report.
Thank you. First, for the Area Agency on Aging, seeking a motion for approval and execution of an addendum and extension to agreements with CareLink Home Care LLC of Weatherly, PA, and Royal Home Care Services Incorporated of Allentown, PA, to continue to provide personal care and home support services for the term July 1st, 2024 through June 30th of 2026 at the rate of $20.92 per hour, which is an increase from the previous rate of $20.28 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
For the courthouse renovation project, Seeking a motion for approval and execution of change orders numbers 3 through 7 to the contract with JBM Mechanical Incorporated of Nazareth, Pennsylvania, as per the provided list. The original contract total is $2,020,000. The new contract total with the corresponding credit allowances is $2,006,733.05.
So moved.
Second.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco,
Yes.
Hold on, we got another one. Also seeking a motion for approval and execution of change orders numbers 12 through 14 to the contract with GR Noto Electrical Construction Incorporated of Clark Summit, Pennsylvania, as per the provided list. The contract remains the same at $1,068,495.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco.
Yes.
Nothing further for the solicitor's report.
Okay. Any further business?
Not at this time.
Okay, Commissioners' reports. Mr. Honor?
The only thing I have, there's a very important, weekend coming up for the animal shelter, the dog shelter. They have their, yard sale this weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday, it's 9 to 1 at the shelter. And this is one of the events that really does help the shelter, get some money in. So I'm hoping everybody can get to it. And that's it.
Mr. Sifranco?
The only thing I would have is a lot of the local municipalities, the police departments that are having, coming up in August, are gonna be having National Night Out. And part of what the commissioners had agreed to, we all know there's been an opioid settlement out there. And we all sat together and came up with an idea to try to get some of that money back out to the local, where it belongs, out to the people and out that. So the Board of Commissioners did come up with a mini grant type, and we are offering to all police departments or police within the communities that are having a national night out, they can apply to receive up to $5,000 from the county's opioid settlement funds. That'll go out. And that's big help, hopefully, to go out and inform our children and then parents, adults of what that effect is and how it can be used. It also should be noted that later on, there'll be one going out for the school districts, and allowing, as Commissioner Arner has spoken, and we all did, speakers to come in and speak to each individual school districts. So we are aware that when the opioid settlement came out, there was a lot of, where's it gonna be spent? Is it gonna go back to help? And we're trying our best to try to get some of that back down to the local areas where we felt that there needed to be some education, because we know that like the DARE programs and all of that kind of has dried up. But this will be a way to get stuff right out to the local communities, because it's tough for those police departments to raise money into the school districts. And I don't know if Commissioner Arnold
Well,
wants to-
and I think like one of the big things, I mean, this is something that we've thought of like within the last month. And to even get like speakers at the schools, or even for these, the night out events, at least they know that there's money here available. It might not happen, I mean, we can still give them money this year on different things, but to set up speakers, I mean, some of these speakers are getting $10,000 for at a school. And I think some of it's very good events that they can have for their projects, but I think it's gonna be hard to put it together within the next couple months. Because now once schools start getting back, then they can work on things like that, but for like over the summer and stuff. But we're hoping that they start applying for this, and I think there's grants for like $5,000, but I think it's up to our discretion. If they have a good plan and they present it to us, we're just gonna take it back to our committee and say, hey, this is a good idea. And if they come up with something that costs $15,000, we can allocate that also. So I think we're looking for, even from adult probation or child probation, and it's like, we need ideas, and I think we need it from our departments plus the public on what they think would be the best thing. And like I said, I think I was involved in a lot of this stuff 10 years ago, and it was always education was the number one thing. So let's try keep driving on that. And I said, we're probably gonna allocate maybe $100,000 to that just for the education part. And that's about it, but I said the public, we're looking for the public and the municipalities. I mean, these night outs are important, And, we have it every year, and maybe we just have to improve it a little bit different, and we wanna make each one better.
In overall, the main thing here is the commissioners and the opioid committee that's together. Obviously, there's an amount of money the county receives every year, and we want to make sure that that is being spent down into the communities that have been greatly affected. And this is one way that we felt, and obviously gets approved through the state and everything else, but this is a way we can get that money, as much as we'd like to give it, it's a way that it falls within those guidelines and can be used. And Commissioner Arner did state that we are meeting with our department heads to try to find out where we can best spend the rest of that money too. So there is work being done, and you can actually track that online. So with that, that's I would just say that there's the animal shelter is one thing, and if you get down in the Bowmanstown area this week, they have a big community fest, I think, going on in Bowmanstown. So if you get some chance, do stop down. Follow the news, all our communities are always having something. With that, is there anything further that I have? No. With that, meeting adjourned. We will take up the election board.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the first thing on the agenda is approving minutes from the election board meeting held on May 9th, 2024 and June 13th, 2024.
Yeah, you were here.
I don't know, like it's everything.
We didn't furlough you yet. That's
Oh,
next
yeah,
week.
you
That's
didn't
next
furlough
week.
me.
That's next week.
Okay, motion,
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
yes.
Yes, concerning election board business? There's nothing. Election board business, I have nothing. Any further business from any of you?
Are we okay with workers going into November? Are we starting?
Yes, we're
Okay.
good.
Very good.
All right.
Then I will adjourn the election board meeting. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Was it within the same minute we opened
Yeah,
and closed?
yeah, it was. Very good. Good
That
job,
might be a
guys.
record.
That's a record too.
We
Someone
can make it
needs
in
to camp
50
a little
seconds
more.
next time.
Boy, am I glad we heard old wings.
Have a good day.
All right.
Thank you, Ken. Okay, we will start, I guess, with the Times News. Okay, you're up. Good morning.
What is the timeline to apply for these opioid funding grants?
I don't know the date. I'm not gonna, I know the date, but I don't have the exact date. It is on the application that was sent out to all the municipalities, and I'm gonna say April 1st, August 1st, July 31st, somewhere in there. They're trying to get it because
It's in the 27th.
the 27th. Yeah.
So it's this month,
It's this month, yes.
okay?
And-
Election
Very
time.
short
Right,
term.
very-
Well, and that's the thing about it, like, we decided on it, and it's like one of them things, like, we want them to use the money. And if they come up with ideas, now, our next one, like, for the schools is gonna be open a little, longer, because they could get speakers October, March, when do they wanna do it? Do they wanna do it when the kids are leaving school, or do they wanna do it during school? And I said, like, some of these other school districts that are doing it, I mean, these speakers are coming in at $10,000 a piece. And it sounds like a lot of money, but I tell you what, they're worth it. I mean, I've seen some of them, and they're well worth that money to come in. I mean, they interact with the kids, they go into classrooms, it's not just a meeting where they meet the parents and things like that, but they're pretty active with it. I mean, they stay at, they'll go to the elementary school, the high school, the middle schools. And, like I said, people say, oh my God, speaking for $10,000 a day. But I tell you what, it is worth it.
And in reference to the local municipalities, police departments, and the school districts, those grants will be hopefully reoccurring. That amount will be reoccurring every year. We may find that we need to up it or raise the amount or lower the amount. That's gonna depend on how the opioid settlement money and that comes in. And we did earmark, the three commissioners in that did earmark about $75,000 to $100,000 to be given out through that opioid settlement to those, and that was what we earmarked.
And we're actually like on deadlines too. like when we get money in, we have a deadline to get it out. So I think it's putting us on fire
Yeah.
too to get, you know, and it should be, we should get this money out that it helps the communities. And I think like some of this money, we have to spend it, well, we did some by June 30th, and now the next round that's coming through, we have to have it June 15th of 2025. So we only have like a year to put things together, so we're hoping, I mean, and this next one that we got, was $447,000. And, that has to be expended by June of 2025. So, I mean, it sounds like a lot of money, but it's really not. And we're hoping that these schools, and even for night outs for next year, that they have different ideas, because there's like destroyers, that's a bucket that they can bring for these night outs where people can put their medication in, that it, you know, it dissolves the medication down, and then actually the attorney general's office comes and picks it up. So it's really not no cost to what it is for the county itself. But it said, it's not a whole lot of money that we want to work with, but we want to get everything out the door as soon as possible.
And the biggest concern on that was if you get on the opioid settlement site and you watch and what has been submitted to the committee, the oversight board on the state, we all fall in different categories in different areas. And we kind of took the optimistic, cautious approach here for the last 5-6 months, went to some classes, went to some seminars, and you'll see some things that were presented were not approved by the board. And with those not being approved, basically the commissioners of those counties are on the hook on how they're gonna replenish that money or pay that money or what happens there. So our approach was like, let's see what gets approved and what people, you know, and then we submitted some stuff and we shifted some projects that we had, we shifted around and we've moved some money around that we'll be able to spend it. But the goal was to get stuff down to the local communities. That was all three commissioners' goal, was to get some money there and not just spend it. Because there's a lot of things you could spend it on, trust me. But our goal was to not spend it on unnecessary, but where we heard the most comeback, which was to the local communities.
And I think from the last meeting that there was approved things, items, and then there was not approved items. And that's what we're learning off of this thing with the schools and with the night outs was actually what one of the other counties was doing. And it's like, you know, we wanna get ideas from other counties too, that's gonna help us. So I think it's a good thing that they do have the meetings, and you can actually go online, even as the public. You can go online for the opiate settlement, Pennsylvania opiate settlement, and you can look it up and it'll have the questions right there. What you can use it for and what you can't use it for. And then there's a lot where you can open it up, how much each county gets. So I hope that people do look at that, because we have a big battle. I mean, we got hundreds of $1 million worth of battle, and you get $400-some thousand a year, you know, so we gotta make use of the money in a good way.
Okay, I need a copy of the proclamation, and I think that is all I had. No problems with the renovation. I guess the courthouse was closed last week.
No, we laugh about that because there's always change orders. But as you can see, we actually got a credit.
Yeah.
You know,
So I thought
Commissioner Arner always laughs because
I
the credits
always laugh
get
because-
eaten up and it never seems to wash out in the end.
How do
but-
we get a credit when we never gave them the money in the first place?
Right.
You know what I mean?
The main goal here is to keep it within budget, right?
Yeah.
That is the goal.
So we're heading in the right direction.
That is our goal.
Yeah.
that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. To the back.
Talked about the importance of these, the night out events. Can you just expand on that just a little bit?
I don't know if you want to hear more.
I mean, being a mayor, I mean, National Night Out has been a huge success all over the country. It's the same, it's all over. And I think that Carbon County, the police departments that had never been involved in it, started to get involved. I think we have 5 of them now that have National Night Out, which is I know one of the larger ones is right here in Jim Thorpe with the police department there. But it just doesn't involve the police department. When they do it right, they bring all the emergency services out. You know, everybody's there. And you know, when the police are involved, this just a big example here. There was just a rescue or a recovery here on the river. Not only did you have the police involved and law enforcement, we had fire departments from 2 communities coming to help, you know, in that recovery. And they're all volunteers. So, you know, giving to that helps spread that, hey, we can use the help. anyone wants to volunteer for fire department or volunteer for your local fire police who help the police department and fire department. So the National Night Out draws attention to all of that, but also gives out information as to where the things that are affecting, you know, where drug abuse and elderly abuse, and that is affecting your community and where you can go for those helps. So giving the money to that kind of spreads everything to all the community, plus brings everyone together on a night in a park or street or wherever they have it, and people get to share ideas and get your concerns out, you know.
And even with them too, like with the night out, they're doing an excellent job every time they have it. And they're running short on money to try to do different things, and if we can help them out with $5,000 a year, that's a great thing that the county is doing to help the community.
And there are, and as Commissioner Arner said, there are people that come in at those events and do speak. And there's also handouts they give
Oh,
out,
yeah.
you know, and somebody has to pay for all of that. And when you're asking volunteer fire companies or the police department to go out and raise money to give stuff away, and we're sitting on money that can actually be used to, you know, that you know, it's bad enough you have to sell hoagies so you can pay for a fire truck. It's even worse when you have to, you know, start paying for handouts to hit, you know, so this kind of helps in that.
Yeah, you have to sell an awful lot of hoagies to pay $1.5 million truck off.
And then the nice thing about this is it's something that the commissioners right here in Carbon County control. And that was the goal from the 3 commissioners, was to get it back to the community.
Just talking about how important you guys celebrated the probation officers and that. I mean, how important are they to the county and to kind of how the county works?
Well, I you know, when it comes to, let's face it, if they weren't there, I mean, the amount of work they do for what they get paid is sometimes staggering, and for what they have to deal with and keep everyone safe and make sure everybody's falling within their probationary guidelines. There's a lot to be said for what they do, and I do know that Chief Holt, she's doing a fine job of trying to take it to the next level. Juvenile probation, I mean, let's face it, there's crime out there, and people go to prison or jail and they pay their time and then they get out, and whether they are on probation, someone needs to monitor that and see that those guidelines are being, you know, followed. And that's really where they're at in re-entry. So I mean, is it important? Extremely important. Because, you know, let's face it, everybody, you know, you go do your time and you get out. So, I mean, I don't know if our solicitor wishes to comment more on that, but he's the legal.
Well, they're the ones, I think, that determine who should be in jail and who shouldn't be. You know, they're analyzing these people all the time, and they're the ones that are keeping the community safe.
Yeah, because if somebody goes to parole violation, let's face it, they're the guy that has to say they're not following the rules.
And they will hunt you down.
Mm-hmm. That's what happened. Just kidding.
That's all I had, thank you.
All right, any other questions? Hearing none, thank you. Thank you all, enjoy your weekend.